So, hey there, everybody. This is TJ Fowler for Skull Banger Media. I am here in Nashville, Tennessee with the Swedish band Sabaton, and this is their bass player, Pär Sundström.
Hello.
Hello. And before we get started, Pär, I'm going to show you some of the southern hospitality Tennessee is supposed to be known for. And I've brought you, if you want to hold that just a second.
All right.
A bottle of wine from my hometown, Jamestown, Tennessee.
Oh.
It's from Tennessee's oldest winery. It's called the Highland Manor, and this is their specialty wine. You have to be on a waiting list and all that stuff to get this, but I wanted to present this to you. It's a little historical. I know you deal military history, but this is wine history, so but that's
very exciting. Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem at all. So hope you like it. I think it's kind of sweet. It's like a sweet table wine or something. So
thank you. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys will knock it out tonight.
No, we save it for a special occasion.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Wow.
No problem at all. So, anyway, let's get into it here. You're in Tennessee, and your album Heroes has been out, I think, about a year. Has it been out about a year?
It was released in May, so
okay.
Not fully a year.
Sure. Okay. So, and it charted really well in Europe, and now it's obviously done well enough for you to get on tours and stuff here in the United States. So, how has you've been to Tennessee a couple times before, Chattanooga and Knoxville, I believe.
Yes.
And how has the Americans responded to Heroes, especially, and Tennesseans maybe in particular? We're kind of a patriotic bunch around these parts, so.
Well, I mean, Heroes, if you would compare it to the previous album, Carolus Rex, which was before, which doesn't have anything to do with history outside of Sweden, pretty much.
Sure.
So that doesn't speak to anybody except for us,
yeah,
in Sweden. But this one has a lot of connections to around the world, including America.
Sure.
And American soldiers and stuff like that. So yes, we see a difference here, and a lot of more people are interested.
Great.
And that's nice.
That's great.
But that's also a result as well, both that the album is more appealing to, for example, the American crowd, but also that we are touring a lot more.
Great.
And we are a bigger band.
Yes, and that's good to see you're making headway here in the States. It's great.
Yeah.
Now, Heroes and some of your other albums, I know sometimes some people kind of gave you some criticism on this, but you show the side, like both sides of like soldiers that fought for Germany in World War II, and you show that not just because someone's in a army for a side that's bad doesn't mean everybody in that army is bad, because you highlight characters that may have been in the German army, but they really kind of opposed Hitler and things like that. Yeah. And do you think it's important to show both sides like that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there is the simple thing that not everybody is bad, people, especially in World War II, they didn't know much, most of the people had no idea what was going on. Actually, they got they were reading in a local newspaper that they were invaded, and then they started to invade.
Sure.
That's how you could start a war. Today, it's not really gonna work that way. If somebody would start a war, you would probably know the background history about it. You can't really hide because media is pretty open compared to 1930s.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So, but at that time, a lot of people had no idea what they were fighting. They thought that they were invaded a long time before, and they were not.
Right.
And so that's just a propaganda to bring people into war, and people wouldn't be bad, And I guess it's goes for a lot of people. Anybody watches this, and for you and for me probably, if you find out one day that enemies at your doorstep, then
you pick up a gun.
Then you do something about it.
Well, sure.
Whatever, but you're probably not just gonna say it and they're gonna come and take me then. So
you gotta do something.
That's what happens,
Sure. Now I spoke with Joachim, I hope I said that right, in Germany this past summer, and I asked him what his favorite song on the album may have been, and he said Inmate 4859, based on the severity of the situation of that. For you personally, what is it? The same song that you like the best, or do you have another song that for you speaks to you more?
Well, the story about Inmate 4859 is still my favorite one on the whole album, but personally I would say To Hell and Back is a much better song for me.
Okay.
I really like that. That's fantastic. I love to play it live. I love to listen to it.
Sure.
It's now that's my favorite song now.
Great, okay. Now he also spoke that you're a band that likes to do themes, like Heroes was based on personalities mostly from World War II. Now, it's been out about a year. Have you begun to have ideas for another album? Will it be thematic? or would you focus on another era, or how would you do it?
I mean, we are constantly having thoughts about what to do in the future, and I'm collecting ideas all the time.
Sure.
I save them down, I categorize them, and I keep them for future ideas. We have made a couple of themes which we find interesting for future albums.
Okay.
And we got a couple of them, so we know we can be active for a couple of years, for sure,
Yeah.
with good themes, but then it's just to decide which one.
Sure.
And I don't want to tell what we have been thinking about, sorry. But because if we say something, people might be anticipating, whoa, and then we decide to change in the last minute, and I don't want to make people disappointed that way.
I'm predicting the Napoleonic Wars. That's my prediction.
That's your that's your prediction.
Yeah. It may not
We'll
be
see.
right, and
We'll see.
I just said it. Maybe World War
People
I.
can bet on you.
Yeah, let's take bets. 50-1, Napoleonic Wars.
40-1.
40-1. A little bit better. Maybe 25-1, World War I would be next.
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So now I know you've always listened to fans for suggestions and so on, and for ideas. Some of your famous songs have come from that, but I know you also get ideas from on your own, obviously. But as you travel through the states more and more, are you finding ideas that pop up in local areas and so on, like Tennessee or Midwest or wherever you go?
Well, yeah. I mean, yesterday we visited Fort Stewart and hang out with soldiers there.
Okay.
And in the night we had a storytelling hour where not an hour, all night, but we would tell stories from our road, and they told stories from their road.
Okay.
And it was a really exciting, our stories are more about having fun and doing crazy stuff, and their stories is completely different, as you can imagine. So that was a very exciting night, and of course that brings stuff up to us, even though that would be too modern for us to go into, because some of these stories are still going on,
current,
so we can't really do anything about it. That was just nice to hear, and nice to hear that our music means a lot to these troops, that they go out and they feel that that there is somebody else, not just there is somebody who cares for what they do.
That's great. It's good to hear. Now you've accomplished a lot. I think have you been around about 10 years, I believe it is? Is that your
16 years?
16. Okay. Well, I'm off by half a decade. But so far, what's been your proudest achievement as a band with Sabaton?
There is so much. There is really a lot, but that's super complicated to say. I probably come up every day with a couple of things. Oh, we did this, that was magic, or we did that. But the release of Prima Victoria, because then we kind of set the theme for the band and stuff, so I would say that.
Okay, great. And then for your next big step, what do you think Sabaton needs to do as its next big step, or what's your hope for the next step for Sabaton?
We're gonna make a new album in the beginning of next year. It's gonna come out later next year, and I'm pretty comfortable with believing that will bring us to new levels.
Great.
We are constantly making new contacts and stuff around the world, and we find out ways to build and to make things bigger and bigger, and with new contacts. So together with those, with new people to work with, and the same old people to work with too, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna reach to new levels.
Great. It's that Napoleonic Wars I'll tell you about them. So you're in Nashville. What can our fans here in Nashville expect from you tonight and the rest of the U.S. cities coming up?
I think here. I think first of all we can expect a lot from the crowd, because on the last tour we did 2 great shows in Tennessee.
Great.
So that way I believe that we can expect a lot from the crowd. We should have a lot of fans here. We did 2 good shows in the past, and it's a great venue, and great venues where you are not too far away from the crowd, and there is still enough stage space. That usually means a lot for the band.
Great.
That makes us happy, us in a good mood. We had a day off yesterday, spent it great, so we are full with energy. We slept well. We didn't drink any alcohol yesterday, and
how dare you?
So we are in very good shape, and I think that the fans will expect they can for sure get a very high energy loaded band.
Always. I've seen you several times, and you never disappoint. Never disappoint.
So I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, great. Well, Pär, I'll get out of here. I know you want to prep up for the show, and man, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
Well, it's time to prepare. It's an early show tonight.
Sure. What time you go on? 7 or so? Or 7:30?
7:30 or something like that.
We got to get out of here. All right, Pär. Thank you.
See you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.